Boom. All right, got the Masters gear on today. I wish I was there, but if anybody's going to Augusta, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right. So good morning, everyone. The question I've got, I guess for the group. So Alex Hormozi, everybody, unless you live under a rock, you know who Alex Hormozi is. So I saw a quote a couple weeks ago from him, and this is not my quote, so I'll paraphrase that. But is your 9 to 5 killing your dreams, or is your 5 to 9 killing your dreams? And, you know, it reminded me, I was coaching a loan officer yesterday. Pretty good producer, does like about $25 million in loans, which is really, really, really good a year. And he's trying to scale to getting up to $50 million in production. And he goes, I want to double. I've doubled the last 2 years in a row. And I said, well, you know, 2013, I was doing $36 million in fundings. 2014, I did $45 million, but in 2015, I jumped up to $81 million in fundings. I did not get better at scripting. I did not get better relationships. I did not get better at my job for me to go from 36 to 45 to $81 million in fundings just in 3 years. That's not how I jumped up to that. It was a lesson a mentor of mine taught me. His name is Todd Duncan, which is like the the GOAT of mortgage. And one thing that I gave him credit for when I put it in my book was his red, yellow, green. So he calls it the 55-5 rule. It's the 55-5 rule. So one thing that I learned to master is the 55-5 rule. So you work for 55 minutes. You write down what you did for 5 minutes. You work for 55 minutes. You write down what you did for 5 minutes. You work for 55 minutes. You write down what you did for 5 minutes. And you do that for a full day. It is super annoying. I'll tell you that up front. But very eye-opening. You get on TikTok for an hour. You're writing down that you went on TikTok for an hour. You watch the Masters on the computer screen next to you for like 45 minutes, and you not pay attention to your work. You write down that you watched the Masters for 45 minutes. So I would say the biggest thing is when you're breaking down your day. So if you work for 55 minutes, you write down what you did for 5 minutes, and you analyze that. Once you're done with your day, you work an 8-hour day. You grab 3 highlighters. You grab a green, a yellow, and a red highlighter. Super basic stuff. It's not rocket science. Green, yellow, and red highlighter. The green highlighter is you highlight everything that you did throughout your day that made you money, the dollar productive activities. The yellow highlighter is you highlight things that led you to making money, but it actually didn't make you money at the time. So led you to making money. If you're a loan officer, it's like, say, reviewing an application, calculating income, things that lead you to making money, but you're not locking in a loan. You're not prospecting with a referral partner. So, and then red is things that did not make you money. Responding to emails did not make you money. Chasing down underwriter conditions did not make you money. You know, when you go out 3 hours your day and you look at your day, and this gentleman that I was coaching, again, he does about $25 million in fundings. He's trying to get to $50 million in fundings, and he wants to double again. And I showed him how I doubled. And just for paraphrase, I did not get that much better at doing loans. I did not get that much stronger verbally or land big whales as referral partners. I got more efficient in my day. And when you look at your day and you look at your how you prepare for your day, when I did that exercise, the red, yellow, and green, it blew me away. It was like 25-30% green time. So think of that, 75% of my day left over and did not make me money. How the heck am I supposed to be productive? And then yellow time was like 45%, and then it was like 35% red time. So when I learned to get email off my radar, hiring a loan officer assistant, then managing my inbox. When I learned managing my calendar was not my best priority. When I learned how to stop being my processor's assistant and go and chase down conditions. When you learn to stop doing the non-dollar productive activities throughout your day, it's an absolute game changer. And if you focus on the dollar productive activities throughout your day, so it's no different than what I'm learning about working out and what I'm learning about getting thinner and losing weight. It's not what you put in your mouth, it's what you choose to not put in your mouth. Which is so weird to think, it's the bad, I was like, oh, I'll eat healthy one meal, then I'll eat chocolate, or I'll eat healthy, then I'll eat something bad. That eating something bad is the wrong thing to put in your mouth. Long story short, point I'm trying to make is, if you want to do more, you've got to be more productive with your day. And the Alex Hormozi quote that, is your 9 to 5 getting in your way, or is your 5 to 9? I would just say focus on the 55-5 rule. And the 55-5 rule is work for 55 minutes, write down what you did for 5 minutes. Work for 55 minutes, write down what you did for 5 minutes. And you do that for a full day, you'll identify where throughout your day you're wasting your time. Where throughout your day you did not make money. Where throughout your day were you inefficient? Where throughout your day was it a time suck? Where throughout your day you maybe got on social media for too long? And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm on social media right now, so I'm guilty of it. But where throughout your day can you be more efficient? And you learn the more efficient you become, the more effective you become. The more efficient you become, the more effective that you become. So, obviously, I just want to make sure that if there's any questions anybody has. I've done a lot in mortgage from, like I said, well, I don't need to give you my resume. If you know who I am and you appreciate what I've accomplished in mortgage, and from the book to the academy to the mortgage company, if you want to reach out and grab a cup of coffee or grab a Zoom video and for like 30 minutes, and you have questions, or you feel stuck, or you're talking to your manager about trying to grow your mortgage business, but he or she doesn't have the advice that you feel could help you, I've got a ton of proven systems, a ton of proven models. I give like 99% of it away for free. A lot of it's in my book, a lot of it's in my academy. Just message me, put your comments below, or let me know, reach out to me if there's where I can help. But I just say the biggest thing is, there's a ton of resources out there. Just make sure you go get your resources from somebody that's done what you want to accomplish. It sounds crass, but one thing that kind of really hit home is, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but it kind of makes sense to me. Somebody said the other day, you never want to take advice from someone that's never accomplished what you want to accomplish. You never want to take advice from someone that's never accomplished what you want to accomplish. It's an interesting one, because I don't know, I've also heard other pieces of advice which I've taken to heart, and it's worked really well, that you can learn just as much from a janitor as you can from a CEO, just as much from a janitor as much as a CEO. So, it's two different schools of thought. You figure out which school of thought's for you. But I'd say probably the biggest thing is, I'm a resource. Reach out to me if you're a loan officer and you want to understand more how I built my business, how I built my day, how I built my calendar, how I help manage my assistant help manages my email, my calendar. What do I still do on a mortgage? Where do I get them to help me, and such from there. So, all right, I hope everybody has a blessed day, and I can't wait for the Masters this week. Cheers.